Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if it's because we're gay or because we're interracial.
You go, girl. You take that black guy off the market.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I'm Hispanic.
Hi, I'm Alvin, and I'm black.
Hi, I'm Merle.
And I'm Aria.
We've been dating for a year and 3/4.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm white.
Hi, I'm Mithila. I'm South Asian.
Hi, my name is Richmond, and I'm Asian.
Hi, my name is Marc, and I'm white.
Never have I ever fantasized about having biracial babies.
Yeah, I don't know the science of how it works, but I feel like definitely wish we could mix some of our genes into a baby.
I think it would be like the most beautiful baby.
I mean, just through the nature of having dated you for this long, and I've thought about what our children would look like sometimes.
No.
Kind of wondered about it, and also kind of wondered about what kind of conversation we'd have to have with them.
Let me explain.
You have?
Obviously, my kid's not gonna come out fully black. Maybe the kid's gonna be light skinned. Maybe the kid's gonna be dark skinned. Maybe the kid's gonna have curly hair. Maybe the kid's gonna have straight hair. Maybe the kid's gonna have wavy hair. I don't think anybody who is about to get married to somebody or is married to somebody and doesn't have kids doesn't fantasize about the kids that they're going to have.
Never have I ever dated outside of my race before this relationship.
Oh, I think I knew that. I
Yeah.
knew that though, yes.
I have
I
not.
popped that cherry.
I grew up in a very, very white place in Massachusetts.
You're the first person that I dated, really, so yeah, I didn't really date anyone before you.
I grew up in mostly like rural, small town Georgia, so didn't have a lot of diversity. Mostly just dated other white people.
I have not.
I have where I grew up, which was in Florida for the most part. It's kind of like a melting pot.
Never have I ever felt stared at when I'm in public with my partner.
We were sitting in the food court and there was like this group of Latino men who just kind of like stared at you and then stared at me. They definitely didn't seem too happy.
I feel like sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, you brought him to eat pupusas. I'm not Salvadorian, but I love pupusas. And so they look at us like, oh my god, that's so cool that you brought him to experience our culture.
Yeah,
That's not surprising.
it's not. I feel like when people stare at us in public, I don't know if it's because we're gay or because we're interracial.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yes.
I get stared at around like where his family's from in rural Georgia because I'm kind of the only person who looks like me around there.
Going to India with her family, I did get stared at a couple of times because, you know, not a lot of white people walking around, especially with another Indian family.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I mean, I get stared at because, you know, okay, no, you're
Yeah,
so
that's-
good looking, I'm so good looking.
Like,
No.
we're gonna get looked at also because I'm taller than Aria.
But I don't feel the stares as much.
Never have I ever had a family member disapprove for dating outside my race.
I have.
Yee.
If you're darker skinned Latino, you're not seen as high in society. So when they see us date outside of our race and it's a person who's darker than us, they see it as like not bettering the race, which is really, really bad. Now they love you. They cook for you before they cook for me.
For the most part, my family just cares about me dating someone who's compassionate, honest, kind.
My dad would be like 100% approved, and my mom would like observe him and be like, you're at 88% approval today or 95% approval today. It was more about how much approval.
Never have I ever felt overwhelmed by a language barrier.
Oh, really?
Like when your family visited, sometimes I like don't fully get what your mom is saying. I don't know if that's because of the Tagalog or just because she speaks very fast.
Mark does know one sentence in Tagalog.
Thank you, Rosetta Stone.
I've had a couple of times where I've been overwhelmed just because I think everybody switches context between languages and they don't realize it. And since I only understand English, details kind of get lost for me.
Remember that time? So we were in India, like after we got engaged. We were all like getting ready, and then we were telling Jeremy, oh, there's like a dinner party we have to go to.
I was kind of confused about how to dress for the dinner party.
And then my dad was like, oh, someone tell him to change.
Later on, I realized it was an engagement party, and I was just like, okay, this is the context that I was kind of missing during the conversations.
Oh, you haven't? I have, because sometimes your parents speak in Creole, and it's like when I'm doing something in the kitchen, and then I'll ask you, I'm like, hey, what are they saying? And you're like,
Definitely not.
I don't know. Never have I ever been praised for being in an interracial relationship.
Really?
Yeah. I've definitely heard people be like, oh, that's so cool that like,
You're dating a white guy?
yeah, but also just like, oh, like that you're in an interracial couple.
I have.
Yeah, I have.
Which
too.
I don't necessarily think, we would hope to hopefully be at a baseline where it doesn't need to be praised, where it's the norm.
Who praised you?
The internet?
I did have a friend say that she thought it was like trendy. It is inappropriate, so I had to make a point to tell her that, which was an awkward conversation, but it's the
An
awkward
necessary
conversation
one.
we need to be having.
Did you tell her she could get your hands?
No, I didn't. Next time.
I don't think I've had anybody who just like openly was like, oh my gosh, I am so happy that you're dating me. Wow. Like where they're like, you go girl, you take that black guy off the market.
No.
Never have I ever had a hard time understanding my partner's point of view.
Sometimes.
Like small things, like there's also been like what's comfort food for me when I'm sick is not comfort food for him when he's sick. We have to kind of like talk about it and explain where we're coming from.
I don't know if this is applicable to all Southeast Asian cultures, but I know Laos, Thailand, the feet are considered, well, literally they are the bottom of the body, right? They're the dirtiest part of the body, and the head is the most sacred. And so you never, you grew up never wanting to point your feet at someone's face or it being above their head. Like in Thailand, do not put your feet up on a table. I had to educate Merle as to why, like I would prefer if she doesn't, raise her feet above my head. Oh yeah.
I was laying on the couch
Yes.
and like Arya's head will be there and my head will be here and I
She likes to put her feet up here so it's at the level of my head. So of course she's not trying to disrespect me, but then I explained to her.
For a little while, I got like even a little frustrated because I was like, I'm so natural. Like I naturally just had never thought about where my feet are. I think I was being more defensive though because I was like, wow, you really think I want to like, I'm trying to disrespect you or something? Never have I ever had to overcome religious differences with my partner.
We actually ended up having two different weddings, one in America, one in India for my family. The one in America, we didn't get married in the church, but we had like both our moms do readings from both the different religions. The wedding in India, we had like a Hindu ceremony. Both our families fully participated.
I have.
When I first started dating you, you were Catholic. And I remember we wanted to go to church together. She was like, yeah, you should go to the church that I go to.
You were the second black person to come. You walked in and it was like, there was a spotlight on you, like,
Yeah, everyone started
following
staring.
you. My experience was we went to a black church. We were also like in this position where we were looking for a new church that we both felt comfortable at. But then I felt like everyone was staring at me and I felt like uncomfortable because one, I wasn't raised like raising your hands or like really feeling the Holy Spirit, which is beautiful, but I just wasn't comfortable.
What do you appreciate about your partner the most?
He just loves me for who I am.
How supportive Richmond is.
I'm more like do things and then consider, and you are not, and so it's like really good to have that in my life where like to balance it out.
I'm also very grateful for her perspective.
I am most grateful for his open-mindedness and appreciation for my culture.
What I am grateful about with my partner is how intentional she is. And I'm just glad that I have that in mind.